Hello everyone. Going to look today at some of the challenging loci questions that we covered in class at the end of last week. So for each of these questions, we're asked to calculate the area of the locus in terms of the given variables. Pi where appropriate, obviously use pi to maintain accuracy. And you should assume that you could be inside or outside the shape unless otherwise specified. So the first one we're going to look at is to be x meters away from the edges of a square of length L. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to work on sketching diagrams so I get an idea of what I'm working at. I've got a square that is going to be x meters away. So around the outside, I know that I'm going to go like that. That's going to have a distance there of x. And then around the corners, to do that, will be an arc, quarter circle arc. Again, each of the distances here to this red line is going to be a distance of x, and it'll be, these should be straight lines around the edge. See, sketching this rather than doing it accurately. And again, curves, quarter circles at the corners. So that gives me my outside. So I'm going to start with that. I know I've got 4 quarter circles around the corners. So around the corners, 4 quarter circles. Each of those have got a radius of x. Altogether, they give me an area, they give me a circle with a radius of x, and being a full circle, to work out the total area of that, it's going to be pi times x squared. Divide by 4 to get 1, times by 4 to get all 4, still leaves me then with pi x squared for the red corners. Next bit is then I've got the rectangles that are formed. I'm going to colour those in green, shade them in green, work with green for these sections. Now each one of these rectangles have a width of x and a length of L, because the square has length L. So the area of each green rectangle there would be L times x, L being the length, x being the width, Lx, and there'll be 4 of them. So it'll be 4Lx. So the outside region would be 4Lx plus pi x squared. Inside the rectangle, on the other hand. Now, this is where I start to have to really think about what I'm doing. It comes in a little bit different than maybe you may expect. I know that if I want to go 1 centimeter from that corner, I'd get a radius, distance of x. But this point here is a distance of x from the top, so should also be counted. There's also a distance of x there. We've got 4 corners, each with x by x. And it turns out that around the inside, I create effectively a picture frame. Each corner bit of the picture frame makes up a square with x times x. So I'm going to deal with those first. We'll do those in blue. And there'll be 4x squared for that. So 4 lots of x squared, because each of those blue squares has a length of x and a width of x. Well, it's a square. Every length is x. And then the last bit that I need to do is a bit I'm going to colour in purple here, these rectangles. Now these rectangles have a width of x, and their length, so they have a width of x, and their length, well, the total length all the way is L. But we've got to take away the x at the top and the x at the bottom, so their length there is L subtract 2x. So the total area of each of those rectangles is x, L subtract 2x. And there's 4 of them, so it'd be 4 lots of x, L minus 2x. So that would then expand and simplify to 4xl subtract 8x squared. And then I've got my 4 different sections that I've got in 4 different colours here. So I've got pi x squared from the red bit, 4Lx from the green. I've got 4x squared from the blue. I've got 4xl minus 8x squared from the purple. And if I simplify that, pi x squared, well, although there are multiple terms in x squared, I'm going to leave it as pi x squared because otherwise I'm trying to add pi numbers together. 4lx and 4xl, well, xl is the same variable as lx, so that would be 8lx. 4x squared, subtract 8x squared, so that would be subtract 4x squared. I could, if I wanted to, rewrite that as x brackets pi x plus 8l subtract 4, but I'm not asked to factorize it. I'm not asked to give it in the simplest form. So that would be my solution for question 1 there.